Yo, what is up guys? Quizzy Games, welcome back to a brand new video on the channel, and today we are talking about a very special mod that's been in the works for a very long time. That is the Re-Saga Trilogy by Oshinobi, and we have the first demo for all three games, the 358/2 demo. This has been the work, I think, for at least 2 years. You can see his journey on his YouTube channel, Oshinobi, and you can see that he's gone through a lot to get these games how he wants them. It's not just 358/2, it's also Coded and Birth by Sleep, and he's trying to port them all onto the PS2 to give us a PS2 experience for all these games. And he's finally released a demo for 358. That's the one people have been waiting for the most, I'm pretty sure. At least I have. And it was really cool to actually play it and give some, and I'm going to give some feedback on the demo so we can help improve the game and help make it better. I didn't get too far. I'm going to play more after this video to try and get through some parts that I couldn't get through because of issues I had. I want to give us a small brief criticism on what I played and how I enjoyed it and the stuff I dealt with. And if you're in the comments and you play the demo also, you can give me your info. And Oshinobi, if you watch the video, you know, I hope I can talk to you more about this through your comments on your videos, stuff like that, and give you more feedback on stuff as I get further into more demo, because the video that I saw of your demo has areas I haven't been to, so I assume there's more I just haven't seen. But anyways, let's get into the video. Also, if you're new here, could you subscribe and leave a like, as it helps a lot. If you're still here from before, leave a like because it helps me anyway. I want to get to 1,000 subscribers. I want to get to that number as a milestone that I've been working towards for a very long time, and I think I can finally hit it this year with the content I've been making and the people that have been coming here, because Kingdom Hearts is back and we're having a great time. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy the video. Let's start with presentation first. The cutscenes in this game are ripped straight from the DS, including like the small conversations. They were just turned into MP4 videos, and they look, unfortunately, too stretched out for my taste. Obviously something that can be fixed in the future, so I'm not going to hold it too harshly against the game itself. But that and the intro are taken from the DS version, and they look kind of stretched, but I'm glad they're in there because I didn't know how else you would implement those. Because I think recreating the entire scenes from scratch might be really difficult. So this is a good solution, I think. I just hope you can clean up the video a little bit more to make it look less stretched on a bigger screen. I wonder if I put it at 4:3, it wouldn't look as stretched. It would look perfectly fine and not as big if I put it on like my CRT instead of my 1440p monitor. But I'll do that and check later. My favorite thing so far is the location presentation. Obviously, Twilight Town is literally just Twilight Town from KH2, because in 358/2 days, it was just a lower grade version, a demake version of the PS2 area of Twilight Town, and not like, you know, they added something else on the Twilight Town, like the Kingdom Hearts 3 area or something like that. No, it's just Twilight Town, and it looks really nice like it does on PS2, which, you know, you're like, oh, of course, it looks like the PS2 version of Twilight Town. Duh, obviously, right? But I do like it. Also, my favorite thing is the rec room in Castle Oblivion, which has me so excited for you to make other areas of Castle Oblivion and also other worlds that were DS exclusives specific to 358/2 days. I don't know if you're going to do that. Like, for example, Neverland is one of my favorites in 358 versus every other game, because I just like the islands and the rock formations and stuff like that in that game. So I don't know if you're going to recreate it one-to-one in that, but it would be really cool if you did. But I do like that the rec room was recreated exactly the same. Everyone chilling on the couch, on the chairs and stuff like that, or sitting by the windows. It's the exact same as it was on DS, and it's really, really cool. Really cool presentation-wise. I really, really do love how it looks here. Another thing I love is the exclusive new area to this version of the game, the Corridor of Darkness. Now, in the original DS game, you just use the Corridor of Darkness like you would a gummy ship or something. You know, you travel to the world and whatever and just go on by, come back, and not really do a mini game or something. It was more like just a teleportation, fast travel thing. But in this, Oshinobu recreated a thing, I think it's only in the mobile games. I could be wrong. Anyone wants to correct me and tell me this is not true, that'd be great. But the Corridor of Darkness itself is recreated here, and I think it's really cool. There's Heartless all over it, pure Heartless, so you don't get any Emblem Heartless in there, and they try to block your way through the Corridor of Darkness to getting back to, you know, Castle Oblivion, which I think is really, really cool, because I do think that in Union Cross and Dark Road, they show us that the Corridor of Darkness is just pure darkness, probably worse than the World Darkness, and you can't just go in there without a coat because it's so damaging to your person. And I really do like that we have that to explore in a way. And it's brutal because I played on critical. It was very brutal on critical, and it was beating my ass, but I do like it. I do think it's a good idea. Now, another thing I do have an issue with is the UI. Not really the UI look, more so how big it is. Because I think you did a good job of recreating the UI of 358 and putting it on PS2. But my issue comes with it is that it's so big. Everything feels so big, and I don't think it should. And maybe because I misremember Kingdom Hearts 2 a little bit, but I don't remember Kingdom Hearts 2's UI being that big. I can just boot it up and, you know, check and see. Yeah, it's not as big as it is here, and I do assume that you're going to make it a little smaller because it's kind of huge, and I feel like it's kind of distracting, but that's really my only other issue visually. There were some bugs, visual bugs, that I think are just, you know, it's gonna happen when you're in development build and you want us to give you those criticisms so you can try to fix those. More stuff like when my limit wouldn't activate, or it kind of would, and it would just not show the limit. So I had stuff like that happen. But other than that, for the most part, it looks pretty. The game looks pretty nice, and I don't really have many complaints. I think you did a pretty good job of recreating the original 358 over 2 gaze area and adding new stuff. And that's my only issue is the UI. So, you know, just make that smaller, and I think we're golden. Now on to the gameplay side. I think I have a little more to say here than I do presentation, since there's not a lot of presentation things to say. But gameplay wise, there's a little bit more to say. And of course, it's a demo, so I won't have too much. But it is just 358 over 2 days on the PS2. It's a little buggy, so not everything is working 100%. But it is 358 days on PS2. So you have your missions, they're still there. All your missions are still there. It's the ones that are done so far. And you go around doing missions, and I wonder how that's gonna translate well to the PS2. And I wonder if you're gonna do every single mission, because 358 over 2 days is really a game that you play in bursts because of how its mission structure is, not really how you blitz through it like it's a normal Kingdom Hearts game on a console. Same with Birth by Sleep, is where it's like those games are made to be played in burst for their side content more than doing it like you would like Kingdom Hearts 3 or Kingdom Hearts 2, right? But maybe if you play it on a portable PC, it might feel more like it used to, I think. So I really am excited to see how you work out with that. My issue more so with the game, like, those things like I can't complete some missions, and that's why I haven't really gotten further than the Watcher thing, is I have to do multiple playthroughs. Because there is this issue where I cannot sometimes go through to the side that is required for the mission, or when I do, I come back to go to the RTC and I fall through the floor. So that's really another some issues that I have with this demo so far, and I assume you'll get those fixed obviously when you find them, if you hear them from me and other people. I'm sure it was not just me who had this issue. Also, on critical mode, I couldn't use my limit break for some reason. My limit break just would not activate at all, and it would activate once, but then, like I said earlier in the video, the visuals are gone. The big laser sword is gone. It's not there anymore. So I was really disappointed that that was a issue, but I put it down to proud mode, tried to do proud mode run, and the limit break worked then. So it wasn't a complete issue that broke the game, but yeah, just to let you know, critical mode limit break is broken. Pride mode seems fine. I don't know about standard or beginner, since I haven't played on those, and I don't really plan to. But maybe I will, just for testing purposes, to give you information and put it in the comment section when I do. Sometimes the enemies would not animate at all. Sometimes the enemies would just slide from one side of the map to the other, so it'll be a little weird and have a tough time chasing them down. And I was like, what's going on? Why aren't you moving? Axel, can you kill this guy? And obviously he couldn't, because it was a fire guy, so he couldn't do much damage. So I just kept going back and forth, and I thought it was weird. And I think you just have to, obviously, I don't know if it was a bug or if it was just because of that's how they work. I don't know for sure, but yeah, that was the bug I was having, where some enemies just would not animate and do their moves. So it was like chasing after a stick or something, or a piece of wood, and it would just keep moving fast and faster and faster. So yeah, the game feel does feel great though. Like, other than those issues, I think the game feel feels great, because obviously it's Kingdom Hearts 2, but I think it's not just as easy as saying, hey, let me just throw 358 over on Kingdom Hearts 2. You have to go out of your way to make it sure it feels really good and still feel like 358 over 2 days. So it's really cool that you were able to do that. And I think one of the underrated aspects I was thinking is ledge grabbing. I'm excited to see how you incorporate level design with ledge grabbing if you copy the exact same level design or go for other things, because I really did think that would be like a really cool thing to do for some level designs. Like, for example, Neverland, like I said earlier. I think that would really work. And I think ledge grabbing was in the original 358 over 2 days. I'm not 100% sure, but I think you could use it really well for platforming sections, and that would be really awesome. Magic feels the exact same as 358 over 2 days, which is really funny, because I was wondering how that would go about in Kingdom Hearts 2. And yeah, using fireworks is exactly the same as you would expect it to, which I thought was really dope. I thought it was really dope. So I'm glad. I don't know if there's other magic later in the demo, because I haven't gotten farther than the Watcher mission, but I did like the way fireworks. I'm mostly interested in how Thunder works, because Thunder, I think, at 358 over 2 days is the most interesting it's ever been, because it's a really cool way to combo guys that's not really seen in any other game. And I'm curious how you'll implement it here. So yeah, that should be fun to see. Other than that, I think that's really it for how far I've gotten the demo and what I can really do. And like I said, I will in the comments put more stuff if I have to, if I run into it on another playthrough, and give more feedback in that way. But so far, I hope you like what you heard and you're like taking into account and working through these bugs that I've had issues with. And maybe if you can't fix the videos and make them look a little better, that's fine. It's perfectly fine. That's like a minor nitpick in comparison to everything else that I've said. And I really do think that the UI and the gameplay issues, like falling through the floor and stuff like that, are more important than anything else. And I think obviously this is like not even a 0.1; it's like 0.03. You're not even like at the point, higher points yet. So you're really, going through it with your team and going through the motions. So I really hope you guys. I really wish you guys luck. Anything, if anything, this has been a 2-year project, and I'm loving it, man. I'm loving it. I'm loving everything I'm seeing so far, and I'm really excited to see other demos that you release and how those feel too. So yeah, shout out to Shinobi. Thank you everybody else for watching. Hope you guys have a great day, and peace from Crazy Games, everybody.